Hi there, Amy Starr here. And in today's video, I am going to be talking about how to organize your content ideas. I'm going to show you, a few of the different ways that I do it myself. And also, if you are participating in my 30-day content challenge that starts on Monday, January 18th, I know you've been given a lot of different prompts for ideas for content. So I wanted to show you what you can start to do with those leading up to Monday to kind of organize how you want to lay things out for your 30-day challenge. If you haven't registered for the challenge yet, you can still do that. There'll be a link below this video where you can register. And if it's after the date, no worries. You can still click the link and you will still get the bonuses, the content prompts, so that you can do this challenge on your own down the road if you decide that you want to. So let's talk about how to get organized. I don't know about you, but as I go through my day, when I'm walking on the beach, maybe I'm taking a shower, maybe I'm on a run, maybe I'm driving, I'm always having different ideas for things that I want to talk about on my videos or in my podcast or on my blog or on social media. So rather than trying to remember things as they come up, I use a tool called Trello, and I keep all of my ideas on here so that I can just kind of put them in here. And as I come up with more like bullet points for each of the ideas, I can add them on here. If I have an image that I know I'm going to use, I can add it on here. This kind of stores everything for me, and I love it. And you can easily move stuff around and be as creative as you want with this tool. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm just going to show you a few different ideas, that I personally use, some ideas for the upcoming challenge, and just know that you can change this up as you see fit for yourself and how you want to lay things out on your own Trello boards. So Trello is a free tool at Trello.com that you can sign up for. And then basically the way that it works is you are going to create what's called boards. A board is this whole page. Within the board, you have lists. So each of these is a list. And then within the list, you have cards. So each of these is a card. And when you click on a card, it opens up like this so that you can type stuff in. And then everything on here, all of these cards, you can move. So like I always have a column called completed for my ideas. Like after I complete something, I move it over to the completed column so that it's no longer, so that I know that it's been done. And then you can move, you can just move stuff around really easily. So this is going to make it really easy for you to just lay things out and easily move things around as you see fit. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a demo board that I created. This is not my actual board. I'm going to show you my actual board in a minute, but my actual board might be a little overwhelming. So I just wanted to show you, if you've never used this tool before, it can be as simple as, something like this. You can categorize things into the different platforms that you want to put content on. So for example, if you're doing the 30-day challenge, you're going to be creating 30 days worth of content. So you get to decide if you want to create 30 YouTube videos or do 30 Facebook Lives, or, the content can be an email, it can be a TikTok video, it can be whatever you want. So the first thing you're going to want to do is decide what platforms are you going to be posting on over the course of the 30 days. So it could be as simple as creating a board that breaks down the different platforms. So like maybe this would be like YouTube videos, maybe you have a blog, Facebook Live, emails. So you can make columns or lists for the different platforms that you want to post on. And then you could just go through the different prompts that I gave you. There's 80 on one PDF I gave you, and there's 30 on the other. So you have 110 prompts between those two PDFs that I gave you. Plus you also have a link that I gave you that takes you to all of the daily events. So for example, Monday, the day we start, is Martin Luther King Day, right? So maybe you want to write something about Martin Luther King. And so let's say you are going to do a Facebook Live about Martin Luther King and what that, what this holiday signifies for you. So you could, put a card here that says Martin Luther King, and then as you, come up with bullet points for what you want to say, you can put them in here. So you can use these cards in whatever way you want. You can even create a checklist. So let's, you create a checklist, you can name it whatever you want, and then you can add items to it if you want to do that, and then you can check them off as you go. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do with these cards, and I'm not going to do a full-blown Trello tutorial. Trello has awesome tutorials where you can learn about all these different things, but you can put a due date. So if you know that this piece of content, you want to do it on Monday the 18th, then you would add that as the due date and click save. So now it says the due date is January 18th. And when you look at this card, you can see it has that little clock there and it says January 18th. So you know that that's when you want to do that Facebook Live. So this is one idea where you can categorize it based on the platforms you're going to be posting on, and then just take the ideas off of the resources that I gave you and put them on the different, in place on the different platforms so that you know where you're going to be creating the content. You can put dates on them if you want. That's up to you. And then you're good to go for the 30 days. Okay, so that's one idea. Okay, another thing that you could do is you could create a board called 30-Day Content Challenge, and you could literally just have each of the lists be day 1, day 2, day 3, and start to take, you could have a list called day 1, a list called day 2, and then what you could do is, do this for the whole 30 days, and then just as you go through the prompts that I gave you, you can decide which one you're going to do on each day and build it out that way, so that each day, you can come in here, or you could put the date, however you wanted to do it, and you would come in here and you would know exactly what you were doing that day. Okay. The other thing to keep in mind is that you can batch your content. You can literally start right now to create a bunch of content, and you can store it on these cards. So let's say that on Monday you want to do a Martin Luther King post on Facebook. All right, let's say that's going to be your content for Monday. Now, obviously, let me just preface this with, when you're creating content, you want to make sure that you're tying it into your target audience and making it relevant for them. So if you're talking about, Independence Day and freedom, and you're someone, like myself, that helps people create freedom for themselves by building businesses online, you want to tie it in to your target audience so that it's relevant for them. So if you're talking about Martin Luther King, you want to tie it in so that it's relevant to whatever niche you're in, right? But let's say, before Monday comes, you want to go and figure out what image you're going to use on that post, or, maybe you're going to go find a Martin Luther King quote. So you can start to build out this card with the stuff that you want to use. So let's say you want to find an image. I always recommend using royalty-free images if you're using them anywhere public. So one of my favorite places to get royalty-free images is Unsplash. So you could come over to Unsplash, type in Martin Luther King, and you can find, an image that you want to use. So let's just say we're going to use this image. I could copy the image, and then I could come over to my board and just paste it in, and it's just going to add the image here. So now when I'm looking at my day 1, I see I already have my image, right? So I don't have to worry about that. When Monday comes, I have it ready to go. Right now, maybe we want to find a quote that we're going to start our post off with. So I can type in Martin Luther King quotes. And here's a post called 123 of the most powerful Martin Luther King Jr. quotes ever. And I can come through here and say I want to take this quote. I would copy it. I would come back over to this card and I can paste it in and save. So now I've got my quote, I've got my image, and I'm ready to go. Other than, maybe that's all I'm going to post on Monday, which is fine. But if you want to write something about it, I always recommend adding your own personal touch to it. So you can even come in here and just like start writing what you want to say, so that when Monday comes, you can just come here, grab it, post it. And you can literally build out your 30 days way ahead of time so that you have everything ready to go. You can batch as much content as you want. You can literally shoot 10 videos in one day if you want, and then just, you can like put them up on YouTube as unlisted, and then like have the link. You could put the link in the card so that when it's that day and you're ready to go, you can go to YouTube and publish publicly, or however you want to do it. But you can batch, you can create your content ahead of time. You don't have to create content every single day in order to post every day, right? You can definitely do it ahead of time, and Trello just makes it really, really, really easy to do that. Okay, so that's another idea for how you can organize your content. And then I'll just show you a couple of other things that I use Trello for. So I have used Trello in all kinds of different ways. For a while, I was doing it based on category, because I was just creating content for the different categories that I have on my blog. So I would have lists called tech, geek, body, food, mind, personal development, soul, spirit, and then I would just categorize it by that, right? Then the other way that I do it is I have Facebook Live, podcasts, webinars, videos, blog. This is my completed column. So when I finish something, I just drag it over to there to get it off of the other columns. HBA specific, I create a lot of content about HBA. And then another thing that you could do is you could literally build out a whole month with the dates like I have here. This is really for social media. So like if you want to really organize your social media posts ahead of time, you can have like date specific posts, photo topics, and caption categories. And that's what I've laid out here. And then I did this for the month of May, and I laid it out according to, my birthday, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Eat What You Want Day, right? Eat What You Want Day is an example of something that you're going to find on the link that I gave you to the page that takes you to all of these daily events. So like if you're in a niche that has to do with food or fitness or nutrition or whatever, Eat What You Want Day, you could easily use Eat What You Want Day as maybe a trending topic that you could do some content on that day. So this works really well if you want to, for the challenge or for any month at all, to be able to look at that calendar and figure out what date specific posts you want to do ahead of time so that you can be organized and you can have the date on there so that you know. And then photo topics, I have mine broken down into categories so that I know what photos I need for however many days a month that I want to post in these different categories, like family, quotes, working from home, lifestyle, right? And promo. So I can figure out what photos I want to use for those. And then caption categories are, when you're writing captions on any social media platform, you can have like different categories for those, like something about yourself, insight and encouragement, your why, behind the scenes, a tutorial, personal development. You can come up with your own categories. But this way, like what I did here is I just kind of figured out my schedule for the month, and then I could figure out what I wanted to put in for each of these days. And then another way that I've used Trello is the social media schedule. So I have, on this example, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I have, for each day, I have the time and what I'm going to post. Like Monday, the latest blog post with a thumbnail. Tuesday, upload a video with a tip and link to a program or affiliate offer. At 10:30 at noon, repurpose an old blog post. 2:30, thought for the day, use a current event. 8 p.m., go live on Facebook in my page or on my group, YouTube, Periscope. Anyway, so this is another way that you could do it so that you see each day what you need to do. A lot of times, this is the type of schedule that can be more permanent, where it's like every week you kind of go by this schedule. And then what you can do is each week you can come in here and start to add anything to the cards to fill these in so that you know what you're posting ahead of time. So this is just another example of a way that you can use Trello to organize content. In this case, it would be a social media schedule. Okay, so the other thing that I just want to mention that I use Trello for is I do keyword research whenever I'm going to do a video. And I'm not going to do a full keyword research tutorial right now. I use a tool called vidIQ to do keyword research for my videos. So when I know that I have a video coming up what I do is I go and I grab the keywords. There's through vidIQ, I can grab keywords off of some really videos that are performing really well on YouTube. I can grab the keywords and I can keep them on my Trello board so that once I do the video, when I go to upload it to YouTube, I can come through. Now, I'm not going to use all of the keywords. I just use Trello to keep them. This is too many keywords for YouTube. You wouldn't even be able to put all of these because you're limited to 500 characters. And obviously it's not 2019 anymore, and sometimes they have other people's names in them or whatever. But I just put them all right here. And then when I'm ready to post my video, they're all in Trello, so I can come through and grab the keywords that I want to use and add my own or whatever. But it just makes it easy because this way a lot of my keyword research is done ahead of time. So this is just another idea of a way that you can use Trello. Okay. I also just want to mention that if you go to trello.com/inspiration, you will see a ton of different ideas for different things that people use Trello for. People use Trello to organize their weddings, to remodel their homes, and you'll see different boards on there that people have created, and a lot of them are open to the public, so you can literally copy the entire board and then just personalize it. If you see like a layout that you really like, you can use it. So that's a really good resource as well. And then the last thing I just want to point out, just kind of a fun thing to know about Trello, is that it's really easy to change out the background. You have an image here or just a color, whatever you like, whatever's going to inspire you. I like my boards to feel really good and vibey for what makes me feel good. So this board I just created for the sake of this video, and this was the default background, which I don't personally like. For me personally, it's too dark. So I would want to change it. So you would just come over here to change background, and you can either go to photos or colors. And if I come to photos, it's going to give me all of these ideas. Or if you go custom, you can just upload whatever photo you want. You could have a picture of your kids. You could have a picture of your house, whatever you want to do. But I usually just use one that's on here. Oh, and you can also put in, you can search based on a keyword. So like, let's say I want a picture of the beach. I can type in beach and then I can change the photo like that. Super, super, super simple to do. That way you could have your board feeling really good when you go to it. If I type in content, since it's a 30-day content challenge, maybe I want something like this. So whatever you want, it's really easy to change the background. And again, if you just prefer a color, you can just pick one of these colors and it would just give you a plain color background. So I just wanted to mention that as well. So anyway, there you go. This is a really great tool to be able to organize your content. I use this tool every single day. And oh, by the way, I also have the Trello app on my phone. So this is really handy as well, because if I want to jot something down while I'm walking on the beach, if I have an idea, I can go to whatever card and put it in right from my phone while I'm out and about. And then when I'm on my computer, it'll be there already. So anyway, I love this tool, and I hope this is really going to help you in organizing your content. Again, I can't wait to see you starting on Monday in the 30-day content challenge. I hope you're joining us. If you haven't registered yet, again, there's a link below this video where you can register. And we have a Facebook group where there's already a lot of stuff going on in there, getting ready for the challenge, and we'll be in there together every single day during the challenge. So you'll have lots of support and accountability, and it's just going to be fun. So I hope to see you in there, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.